Saturday, friends. Thanks for joining me this morning on my live. And if you happen to be watching later, welcome to my replay. My name is Robin and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Couture. So today we're going to be making some Halloween gnomes. I've made a regular kind of an interchangeable gnome with interchangeable pom-poms. I've made some fall gnomes, and today, with the help of some creepy, crawly little sparkly spiders and some felt flowers, we're going to be making some witchy Halloween gnomes. So I'm going to be using this size D silkscreen reusable transfer from Couture. And I have already used it, and I have already written the name on the back. I do this because that way I know that this side of the transfer is the back side and that this transfer sheet goes to this transfer, so that when I'm done with this I can put it back on the backer sheet, store it away, and it's I can use it about 8 to 12 times. Once you hop on, if you wouldn't mind telling me that you're here, that way I know you're here, and also where you're watching from. I see that Jason is watching from upstairs. I also want to let you know I am streaming to 3 different locations this morning. I'm live on my Facebook business page. I'm live in my private group, and I'm also live on my YouTube channel. So if you hear me refer to comments that you may not see in your feed, those commenters are watching from another platform. Hello, Amanda. Happy anniversary weekend to you. I hope you guys are having fun. And also tell me in the comments what you guys happen to be, if you've got any big plans for the weekend. So I'm going to put the transfer to the side for a little bit. I'm going to move my creepy crawly spiders. So I'm using these 5-gallon paint sticks that I've made into a faux pallet board. And this is kind of what the back looks like. Don't mind me, I haven't painted the back side yet. But they're just literally paint sticks. You can even see the ruler that's on the paint sticks. I've cut one into 3 pieces, and I glued that on the back side as a brace, and it's pretty darn stable. So I've also painted it with a white chalk paint, and then I've also pre-waxed it so you didn't have to watch me wax it. And it is recommended, if you're using transfers on raw or painted wood, that you do wax it first. What the wax does is it fills in any ridges and uneven spaces that may be in your wood surface. It also kind of creates a slight barrier between your sticky transfer and your surface, so that you're not pulling up any paint or raw fibers. And you're also not stretching your transfer as you pull it off. If you stretch the transfers, then they may not work the same way again. So I'm going to put one away for right now. And I'm going to grab, figure out which one I want to do first. It doesn't really matter. Let's do this striped guy first. And I've used him twice already. So I'm just going to lay him on my surface. Oops. I was going to try to go solo mode. Amanda says she's letting Chris sleep in, but you have 0 plans for the whole day. Some days, those are the best days, when you have zippo plans. Yeah, you can't see the whole thing, but we'll see if this works. So I'm just placing him on my transfer. I think I'm gonna pull him down. And I probably should fuzz, but I'm not going to, just because I've used him a couple of times already. I may live to regret that. Good morning, Bonita. How are you? I may live to regret that, but I'm not going to fuzz. So I'm going to make this little gnome. It's going to be my tribute to Elphaba. If you've ever read the Gregory Maguire, is that the author? If you've ever read the actual Wizard of Oz story novel, then you know the character Elphaba is green. So this is kind of my tribute to Elphaba, or if you've seen the musical Wicked. So I'm going to make her body, his or her body, green. And then I'm going to use Or should I use the other one? No, this one has more body. Yep. Okay, I just had to figure out what I was going to do. So I'm going to make her body green. I'm still looking over at the other one, wondering what I should do. Well, let's just do her because I have her. Jason says Wicked was amazing. It was amazing. If you ever get a chance to see Wicked, it's a wonderful musical. Okay, so let me get some tape out here. And you can use the placement tape, or I have a ton of this washi, and this one in particular I won't ever, it's not something I'll probably use in my planner. So I put it in my crafty stash. So I'm just going to cut little pieces off. Trying to figure out, just so I don't go over. I think that little hat's tricky. I think we'll just kind of make a stopping point for his hat. This is just kind of a visual reminder that says stop, don't chalk beyond this point. So I'm going to make her body sparkly green, and I'm going to make her hat mostly black. Oops, sorry. I may put a few little sparkles of or stripes of green in there. Okay. Leave that out. Okay, so I've got my squeegee and I have my shimmer spruce chalk paste, and it does have a little bit of glitter inside of it. And I'm just going to pull my squeegee down the silk screen area. So this chalk paste is just a wet form of chalk. It does dry semi-permanent. It is also water soluble. So I'm just dragging it. I'm going to move that up. I'm just dragging it down the silk screen area. Covering up making sure all that silk screen gets covered. And then I'm also just going to even out all my squeegee lines. Benita says orange would look good with black on her hat too. Yeah. I'm going to do orange mostly on the other gnome. I kind of wanted this one just mainly as a tribute to Elphaba. So I'm just putting the excess back in my jar because I can reuse that. If I get my lid on. And then I'm just going to pull this part up just a little bit. Slowly. Because I don't know if I can do that. Maybe I'll do that. I kind of wanted to smear her nose a little bit just so that when I put my wooden nose on, let's dry this first after I plug in my dryer. I've noticed that my little wood noses are more round, and this nose hole is it's more oval. So I was going to try to fill it in a little bit. But maybe I'll do that when I'm done. I'm definitely going to have to order another one of these gnome transfers because I want to make gnomes for forever. So I want to have a backup whenever this one peeks out on me. And I'm just drying this. Shimmer pastes do take a little bit longer to dry. And I do want to make sure that my surface has come back to regular temperature. That way it doesn't melt my transfer, because I have done that before. Oops. Went a little overboard there. Okay, so now I'm going to do the opposite. And just put a little bit of tape right there. Right there. Just because I tend to get a little carried away. Okay, I'm going to stick the hat down. Now I just need to figure out if I want to do any green stripes. I think maybe some of the smaller stripes could be green. Let me get a different squeegee. Maybe I have a little more control. And so then now I have a mini squeegee, and I've also cut, you can cut these in half. So this one is a piece of this one. So you can make smaller squeegees. So I'm going to dip it into the shimmer shadow, which is just the sparkly black. And I'm just going to pull it down the silk screen area. Oh, phooey. See, I already got carried away. Forgot what I was doing. Easy to do. Jason thinks the small stripes should be green. I should have just kept with the small squeegee. Okay, so I'm just going to alternate between squeegees. And I'm going to pull outward so that I try to keep from chalking most of that stripe. Okay, we'll go up to that. And luckily with this newer formula and the fact that these shimmer pastes dry a little bit slower, I have a little bit more work time. So I'm just going to trade back and forth between squeegees. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this off of here. I got a little wild there. Okay. So I'm just continuing up the hat. Making sure I get most. It's going to get a little trickier up here. I'm just going to keep to the outside of that line. Kind of like cutting in when you're painting a wall. Easier said than done. Let me let's get the little detail tool out. There we go. This detail tool is great for little smaller areas. Okay, so then we'll do this stripe. And hopefully we're not drying at the bottom. Okay, so then I can go back. I'm just going to do the rest of this black. Okay, and hopefully I'm going to pull part of this up at the bottom. And get part of it dry. Tried to put the lid of the detail tool on my drying tool. Doesn't work very well. Okay, so I'm just going to rub in. Man, I'm making a mess. So I just got a little bit of black there, but let's see what this does. Probably makes a huge mess. But at least the green will cover all that up. So I think we're good there. I'm going to move on to the green. Put the green back in there. Don't mind my mess. So I'm going to pull the green back out. And I'm going to get a multi-tool. And I'm just going to go in and cover the stripes. I should know better than to do black first. It just makes a mess. I should have done the green stripes first. Because if I would have went over in with the green, then the black would have covered it up. But the black just makes a big old mess. So that's my tip of the day. If you're doing anything with black and another color, do the other color first. Because then at least if you go over, then your black will cover up. Ooh, this is going to be a hot mess. But I think my flowers can cover up some of that. Okay, so I'm going to pull carefully. Okay. Move some stuff out of the way. So I'm just going to lay that to the side. Get this girl dried. Actually, it didn't turn out too bad. pretty cute as an alphabet wannabe. Okay, so I'm going to go back in and fix a few spots. So I've got a little bit of black down here on my beard. So I'm just going to take the little squeegee tip tool from the artist tool set, and it kind of acts like a little rubber paintbrush. I'm just going to cover this little spot here. And then I've got a little spot here. Okay. And I learned a trick. Don't pull on this end, just kind of rub it around like this, because you can pull the tip out. Don't ask me how I know. Okay, so then I'm going to pull my black out. I've got a few little areas that I missed up here. This little artist tool set is, the paintbrushes are great. They're some of my favorite paintbrushes. And then this little pointy tool is really cool. Okay, so then I've got one more spot up here where these two little boards meet. Okay, so again, just kind of rub this. Don't pull on the end. Okay, so then I'm going to fill in his nose a little bit. Thanks, Jason, because I'm filthy. Because this nose is oval and this nose is round, so there's always a little bit that white that peeks out. So I'm just going to use, this is actually a clay tool for when you're using like Sculpey clay and stuff. I happened upon it. So I'm just going to take it and I'm going to fill in a little bit of the, it might not work. Well, my finger might actually work better. Just to kind of fill in, just to give that nose a little bit of color around the edges. So it doesn't look so some of those white edges don't show through when I put the nose down. There, that works pretty good. Okay, it's not perfect, but at least. Okay, so I'm going to put her to the side and let her dry a little bit. And we'll get out the other one. Put her somewhere where she won't fall. Okay, so we'll get out the other board. And the other gnome. Oops, sorry. I bumped you. And we're just going to place it down. bring it down a bit. Okay, that looks pretty good. So I think we'll do orange and, well, no, I have a better idea. Because this is the only time that I will use purple. I think we'll give her this one an orange body and a black hat, and I think I may do these little dots in purple. And maybe a little, let's see about the purple pom-pom. We'll see if I remember. That's going to be the $1,000 question, is if I remember. So I'm just going to tape part of this off. Oops. Let's just do it this way. Except for... Let's tape that there. Sorry, I know this is the tedious, boring part, but it's necessary for me. I'm not even doing that right. Not there for right now. Actually, I want to cover all that up. That way I don't forget. So when does everyone start decorating for Halloween? Are you an October 1st decorator? Are you an October 30th decorator? Just in the nose right there. The hardest part's figuring out what goes where. I think we'll just do that. Okay. I'm making this more difficult than it needs to be. Jason says October 1st. Okay. So let's make her body orange. I'm just going to, and this is Shimmer Pumpkin. It may be sold out. Speaking of sold out, I will put a cart link of all of the Couture supplies that I used in the comments after I'm done with the video. So be looking for that. So you can click the cart link and it will put everything that's in stock that I used into your cart, and then depending on whatever you might have on hand already or whatever your wallet can handle, which is usually my case, you can add or subtract anything to that cart as well. Okay, so that's the orange for her body. I'm just going to kind of clean as I go a little bit, so I don't have 15,000 squeegees that I have to dry or clean later. Okay, so I'm going to dry this part. That's probably not necessary. It's just kind of habit at this point. With the newer formula of paste, it does not dry as fast, and so you have a little bit more work time. And what I mean by that is you don't want your chalk paste to dry inside the silk screen, because if it dries and you go to pull it up, pull your transfer up, then it will pull up all of that dry chalk paste. And that is no bueno. If they reformulated it, it's a little more fluid, it's a lot creamier, and it just doesn't dry as fast. place that back down. And then I'm just going to pull this up, throw it in the trash. So if you guys are in Salina, at some point you'll have to drive by our house because we got probably the coolest Halloween decoration ever. It quote unquote blows the rest of the Halloween decorations out of the water. Pun so intended. The rest of you will be deflated when you see it. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with black. This one I don't have to be as careful, so I can go a little faster. Hey, Chris, how are you? And I believe you're the Chris from Confetti Creative. I have another friend that's named Chris Howard, so I'm just making sure that I know which one you are. Amanda, no, it won't scare your kids. I don't do creepy Halloween. We do cute and whimsical Halloween. Jason says Thea and Oliver are gonna love it. Yeah, no, I think Jason, he would lean more on the not creepy, but I don't even know what the word is. He's not creepy, but he likes kind of just the mild jump scare stuff, but no way, I'm cutesy. Oh, you're my birthday twin. Yep, I kind of figured that's who you were, but my son's best friend, his mother's name is Chris Howard as well, so I could tell by your profile picture, though, that I figured out which one you were. But hello, almost birthday twin. Amanda says, I was hoping for a good scare, but we'll definitely stop by. Well, Jason can hide in the bushes if you let us know you're coming. He'd be more than happy to do that. No, I hate spooky, creepy, jump out and scare you kind of stuff. Which, if you go to Menards, go look at their Halloween stuff, because there's one thing there that scares the pants off of me every time I'm there, and I manage to forget that he's there. So if you're at Menards, go look at all their Halloween stuff. Oh, what did I say? Who did I say? Jason? Did I not say Jason will hide in the bushes? Who did I say? I thought I said Jason. So, Chris, what are you working on today? So I'm just going along the outsides. I'm trying to make sure I don't chalk the polka dots, because those are going to be... You said that you might, but you will. You would. If he had his druthers, he'd scare the pants off of every trick-or-treater we had, which at this new house, we haven't had very many. I think just Thea and Oliver, probably. So I'm still just going around the gnome's hat with shadow shimmer, or shimmer shadow. And then I'm going to fill in those polka dots with shimmer plum. And Chris, I'll give you this. You just got home from running errands. Got to work on some orders today. I want to get my blanks painted before it might end up being 3 Halloweens from now before I get those painted. Chris, I don't know if this is the first time you've watched, but this is Couture. These are reusable silk screen transfers. You can reuse them about 8 to 12 times depending on how well you take care of them. They are sticky backed and they have a fine silk screen in them. And so I'm just using a kind of this chalk paste, and it's just a basic liquid, kind of a liquid form of chalk. It dries semi-permanent. It is also water soluble. So I was just kind of going around and filling in, kind of smoothing out all my little areas, trying to pick up all the excess so that I can save it for my next project. You've seen them before. Yeah, these little gnomes are cute. I was just saying I'm going to have to get an extra. It comes with a set of 3 gnomes. One I haven't used yet because it's kind of a Nordic winter theme, and it has snowflakes. Although you could cover those up with something. Okay, so I'm going to go in with Shimmer Plum. Again, if you've been here long, you know that I detest purple. And the only time I use it is at Halloween. So I was saying I need to get an extra transfer so I can make gnomes forever. So I'm just using the multi-tool, and I'm just going to go in, although, you forgot to remind me. I probably should have done the purple first. Well, I'll have to be really careful. I did the black first again, and it's probably going to get all messed up with the purple. I've got to remember to do the colors first and do black last. Otherwise, it makes a gigantic mess. Okay, let's get this one carefully. Kind of waiting for that top one to dry a little bit more so that I don't. Let's do the pom-pom purple. Okay. Yeah, I know, Amanda, purple. Blah. Throw out an 80 reference. Gag me with a spoon. Blah. It's not really the color. Well, it's kind of the color. It's more what the color represents around here. Around these parts. Purple typically stands for K-State Wildcats, and we know how much I don't like the K-State Wildcats. Okay, so I'm trying to get some of that off of my fingers. So I'm going to pull this up. It's always my favorite part. Okay, so he's just going to hang out with the other gnome over here that I'll clean later. We'll get this guy dried. So if you could spread the love, that would be great. Hit that heart button. Hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, go do that. Tag your crafty friends in the comments. Okay. Get some of this out of my way. If I could have a 20-foot table and still run out of room. Okie doke. Let's shove those under there. Okay, let's clean this off a little bit. And let's bring in, so here are our two gnomes that we've made. So this is kind of my tribute to Elphaba. Although, let me, and don't mind her nose. I purposely did it that way. I'm going to fix this little guy's nose. My noses are, well, that one's not terrible. That one's pretty good, kind of. My noses are round and theirs are oval, so they don't quite match all the time. But I guess we can go ahead and get their noses glued on. Get my glue out. And get another nose. So I like to use this Tight Bond. It's pretty quick drying wood glue. Also, sometimes just use super glue. So I'm just going to hold that down a little bit. So there's this little gnome nose. Super cute. There's just something about gnomes. Hold that down a little bit. We're done with that. So I have these little sparkly spiders that I thought I would use on this guy. And just so you guys know, for reference, this is the other gnome. So he has the little Nordic winter pattern on his hat. But yeah, I mean, you could put little beads there, or put little wooden fall leaf cutouts if you could find those. Those would be really cute. If you didn't want him to be a wintry gnome. I don't know how many spiders to put on her. And then I'll probably do a bow. So probably 3. I think 4 might be too many. And then for Elphaba, I bought this sparkly felt. I don't know if you can see part of it. And then I have these flowers cut out as well in the sparkle orange, but I don't know. I kind of like just the black. And just for your reference, they also have bought this purple sparkly felt as well. But I think I like just these black flowers. And I just put a little, this one's not glued together yet, but those are kind of big. But then I also have these smaller ones. So, I don't know, that one's kind of big. Let's see what happens if I take this ball out. So these are spiral cut. I don't know which, so you can kind of see the spiral cut on those. And so they're kind of like the other flowers I used the last time. It won't kind of splay out or fan out like the roses do. And I was using the felt or the bead because when you put it this way, it doesn't, you can't see the sparkle as well. What if I used the little gray one? I'm just experimenting here. They could be sunflowers on his, yeah, they could be sunflowers. Oh, on the Nordic one, I guess you're right. Yeah, they could be. Well, aren't you? Isn't that good stinking? I hadn't even thought of that, but yeah, you're correct. If you did the center brown and you're a genius. You're a genius, Harry. That's not terrible. What do you think? I probably should have gotten, I wish they would have had a green, but they don't. Okay, so I know we want to do the spiders. And I also have some tulle here to make it a bow. So do you like the spiders where they're at? And we'll put that one in the middle because I think we'll do a bow. I think I'm just going to make a bow out of tulle, kind of like I did the raffia on the other gnome. Maybe. Oh, I do have orange. Do you think an orange? Maybe an orange bow or a black bow? What do you think? The spiders are cute. I kind of think, let me go get my orange tulle real quick. I forgot to grab it. Be right back. Okay. Luckily, I'm quasi-organized and know right where it's at. That wouldn't have been the case a few years ago. I don't know, that may not show up. After I went and got it. What do you think? Orange or black? I have purple, but that one I cannot find. I think I probably hid it on purpose because it's purple. Or I could pull out the raffia. What do y'all think? Decisions. Or let's see what these will do. Well, I do have purple to match the dots, but I can't find it. I tried looking for it earlier. Not with the rest of my tulle. But I know I have some, crazy enough. But I don't know what I did with it. So I'm just kind of rolling up this little. I don't know. Yeah, well, somebody's going to have to help me come over and find it. It's in probably a bag, and there's about 20 bags laying on my floor. You know, I'm the bag queen. I'm just rolling up this little spiral. I don't really know why. That's super cute. What if we just did, instead of a bow, we intermixed these orange sparkly flowers with the spiders? Is that too much? Oh, that's pretty cute. You can try, Jason, but I wouldn't even be able to tell you where to point to. I mean, I looked in all the possible places, but I don't know where it's at. The last time I used it was when I was making those spiral Post-it notebooks. Now, you really like the flowers? I do too. I may just skip the bow. Oops, I'm doing that backwards. I might just skip the bow and add a few flowers. Sorry, this is taking a long time. Anyway, let's get a few of these rolled up. Let's see what happens. I think I'll just skip the bow and we'll do flowers on this one. Oh, super cute. So maybe I'll have to do I've got a little small flower. These are kind of hard to twist, but you just kind of pinch it in the middle. And you just start rolling. It is easier to glue as you roll, but we can always glue later. Jason says the only other thing I thought of is spiders would look really cool with orange bodies. I'd have to think on that one. That sweet little guy. What do you think of that? Maybe you're right. They would be cute little clips for Thea's hair. What blade, Amanda, did your Explorer 2 come with? Is it just a cutting blade? It doesn't have a rotary blade, does it? There's something about felt flowers that I just love. Okay, Robin, so if you're having trouble, if you have fat fingers like I do, you can use these reverse tweezers, and makes it much easier to roll these flowers. You have no idea. To say, I have the maker, and it has a rotary blade on it, and it cuts felt like butter. Okay. How about that? Too much? And then for Elphaba, I think I might go back to using the bead. Ooh, there's glitter everywhere. Do you like that one? Okay, well, let's at least finish one, and I can always finish Elphaba off camera if I need to. But I know you guys need to get on with your days. Okay, so let's bring in my glue gun. Oh boy, there's glitter everywhere. I'm going to be covered. Okay, so I'm going to glue on the spiders because I definitely know where they need to go. Hopefully the glue does not melt my spiders. Okay, so I want, ooh, that's going to be a mess. I want that one there. I've got a big old blob of glue trying to get out. I don't think it got glued on very well. Okay. There isn't much surface area to glue on. Okay, so I want that one to go that way. Well, let's see about, it doesn't want to stick. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, so one more. just going to go. Press him down a little bit. Some of that glue out of there. Make sure his booty's down. Oh, that made a mess. And that's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Glue strings for days. Okay, so let's get these flowers glued. I have to work. Okay, I think as they sit, they'll. I'm going to be covered in glitter. Okay, so on these flowers, they have this little base here that typically will hold it. If you get enough glue on there, it'll hold it all together. Where did those tweezers go? Just kind of fix that middle part, make it a little more there. Okay. Another little part that needs to be glued right there. Okay, so we'll get this glued down. Stick that right there. And we'll glue this one. Oops. Oh, that one a little bit better. Nail phooey. Okay. Where did my scissors go? I found the spiral that I used the last time had a flat edge. And so sometimes it helps to cut these little tips off. So that edge is flush. Just makes it roll a little easier. Okay. So then I just kind of pinch the edge in to get it started. And then I have a flatter base to hold on to when I'm rolling it. Sorry, I'm concentrating because I got quiet. Okay, so there's the base. So then I'm just going to add some glue. And try to catch all of those layers. And then I'm going to kind of fix the middle with my tweezers. Kind of roll it back in on itself. Uh-oh, got Got my tweezers stuck in the glue. There. That's pretty. That layer is not. Add a little bit of glue to that layer. Okay, ouch. Okay, so now we're ready to glue that one down. Okay, so I'll put that there. I'm not even gonna. So on this one, I'm just gonna lay a bunch of glue all over the bottom layers, just to try to get them glued down, because I don't want to mess with unrolling that one. And then I just kind of put it on my glue mat, and that's kind of how I smash all of it down on the bottom or on my cutting mat, because then it pulls right off once it's dry. Okay, so I'm ready to glue that one down. And then get this little guy. I don't know, should we put him on the, no, like the pom-pom the way it is, surprisingly. Okay, so I'm just going to fold that back. Oops. These flowers also make really cute headbands as well, which excuse me, that's always been my plan, but just haven't gotten quite there yet. Okay. I'm going to put that to the side for right now. It ended up sparkly all over. Okay, so there is our witchy Halloween gnome. So I'll do the other one off camera since it's been over an hour already, but there is our gnome. Super cute, ready for Halloween. Again, I'm going to put the cart link in the description or in the video. Amanda says, we're here for headbands if you want to give them a go. Sure, metal headbands, or do you want like the plastic headbands? Probably the plastic. I've got it on my list of things to do, but not enough time in the day. Thanks. Oh, I have little leaves here. I was going to add. I totally forgot I had these cut out. What do you think? Leaves? No leaves? Or I also have these little little plastic. What do you think? Or I have, of course, these I'd have to cut down because they're kind of big. Leaves? No leaves? Amanda, Thea doesn't have any, so I don't know what would work best for her hair. I don't know. What do you guys think about these leaves? Leaves are cute, but just a few. I kind of like these little ones. I probably should have put it underneath the flower. I don't know, I really like that one too. What if we just did a little, oh, I like that one. There we go. Wiener, wiener, chicken dinner. And then maybe we can use these for the little one. So we can get that cut off. Oh, you guys. I just love felt flowers. I need to do more of them. Just add something. Adds a little something, something. What about that? Oh my goodness. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so let's add those real quick. Bring back the glue gun. Just put a little dab right there. It's probably too much. Slightly hot. Oh, I have it here. Okay, so got that one down. There, use a little less glue. Okay. Put a little dab right there. That one underneath. Oh, that is super cute. And I will probably have these available at Vendor Bingo on October 2nd. So it's Saturday, October 2nd. Doors open at 6. Bingo starts at 7. So I'll have these for sale there. That's super cute. That added the perfect little touch. Not too much, but just enough. Okay, so here we go. I think that added just what we needed. So there we go. So I'm going to be live again tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I'm going to do a little Franken-chalking. So if you want to know what that means, tune in tomorrow at 4 to see what I'm going to Franken-chalk. So I will see you later. Have a great Saturday. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.